Hi, I'm Mike Parr, President of American Bird Conservancy. I'm here today to talk to you about birds of the tropical Andes. It's a new book that ABC is putting out. I'm the author and I worked on the book with my friend, photographer Owen Deutsch. The book is really designed to inspire people to visit the tropical Andes, which is an area that I've been to myself many times. Some of the greatest birding in the world, but also some of the most important bird conservation projects. By visiting the Andes and visiting some of the reserves ABC set up with partners, you can really do a lot to help bird conservation. And just by visiting and paying to stay, that's really helping to sustain those places. So the book's really supposed to be an inspiration to encourage you to visit the Andes and support bird conservation. It was definitely a lot of work, and most of the credit goes to Owen, who did the bulk of the work on the photography, not just taking the pictures, but organizing the pictures. It's such a huge amount of detail that he got into with that. All told, you know, it was a 7-year project. We did, I think, 4 expeditions together in Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, a couple of times in Bolivia. And I think you'll see that the results from the photography are amazing. One of the main highlights for me was the work we did in the high Andes and the Altiplano, particularly in Bolivia. You know, one of the places we went was Laguna Hedionda, which is close to Uyuni in the high plains of Bolivia. It's an area of salt flats and small lakes. Altitude's around 13,500 feet. And it's a fairly barren landscape, but it's got some really cool birds. But probably the highlight there is the flamingos, which nest on the high altitude lakes in that area. And there are 3 species, the James's flamingo, the Andean flamingo, and the Chilean flamingo. But if you really want to see Andean and James's flamingos, this is the place to go. One of the most challenging areas we went to was the Peruvian Amazon. And we were photographing and writing about macaws. And in the southern Amazon in Peru, macaws are known to gather at clay licks, where they take some of the minerals which are part of their diet and also counteract some of the toxins from some of the plants that they feed on. And we were waiting at the clay lick for the parrots to show up, and of course they didn't show up. And it was rather a long wait, and eventually they showed up at midday, which was completely what we didn't expect. But then right after that it started raining, and the rain became absolutely torrential and went on for about 12 or 14 hours. So by the time we came to leave, the river, which had been fairly calm as we came in, had turned into like this monstrous torrent. And there were actually whole trees going down the river that had been uprooted, and it would turn into this sort of giant whitewater river that we had to navigate in a sort of smallish boat. So that was a little hair-raising, but we got out of there alive, so it was good. So that was one of the interesting parts of the trip for sure. Favorite Andean bird? That's a tough question, but I suppose the marvelous spatule tail would probably have to be the favorite bird, just because it's so strange and amazing. But there are so many great birds in the Andes, it's really difficult to pick just one. I think the hummingbirds, probably in general, are one of the biggest highlights, because there are so many species and so many colors and so many different shapes. And they also come very, very close very often with feeders that are now at many of the lodges you can go to. The tanagers are another great highlight. We have some tanagers in North America, like we have some hummingbirds, but when you get to the Andes, you're just going to be kind of drenched in tanagers, all different species, colors, in flocks. It can be overwhelming at first, but slowly but surely you'll get used to the species and then start to see some of the rarer ones, and it's just super fun.